Hi drummers, Garey Williams here, your Drumset mastermind and creator of the Drumset Artistry Mastermind group. It's a great day today. Greetings to all of you out there. In this brief video, I would like to talk about brand programming. So what I mean by brand programming? Well, I'll share with you a brief story. Some years ago, I purchased a set of Turkish-made cymbals manufactured by a company called Crescent. My drum teacher in the past, Jeff Hamilton, was beginning to use these cymbals, and I was a Sabian endorser, but there's something about a Turkish-made cymbal that sounds unlike any other cymbal made anywhere else. Maybe it has to do with the metal. I think it has a lot to do with the manufacturing process. Generally, those companies are on the smaller size, and so there's a little more personal care taken to make sure the cymbal comes out the way we'd like it. They're thinner cymbals in general, but they were really beautiful. And I had a student come into my studio right after I got these and look at the cymbal brand and go, wow, I've never heard of Crescent cymbals. So I immediately assumed they're probably not very good. I thought, whoa, this guy's brand programmed. He's got this idea that if it's something that he's heard about, then it's actually seriously good. And if he hasn't heard about it, then it's not any good. And I think this is a sort of a normal thing with a lot of people, with their egos get involved, where they think that, well, if it's hip and happening, surely I would have heard about it. And if it's something that is cool and new and I haven't heard about it, then it's probably not that cool and new. I just think that's a general egotism of a lot of humans in general. But with this gentleman, he liked the sound of the cymbals, but he had just simply not heard of the brand before. And the thing I wanted to comment on is that every company starts small, usually with a few people, and then when they develop enough product and they get certain players, especially if they get celebrity drummers to play their product, then everybody starts to know about it. And certainly drum magazines will spend more time talking about major manufacturing cymbals than they will boutique companies in many instances because of advertisement funding. Unfortunately, I've heard various stories about magazines that will not even review a product if you don't pay for advertisement. So whether that's all true or not, I really don't know, but I'm sure there is some of those things that are going on in the industry. But are you really picking and playing the products that sound best to your ears, or are you picking and playing the products because you've heard about them, or maybe your favorite drummers played them? I'm certainly guilty of doing that. In fact, I don't think there's really a problem with cloning some of your favorite drummers. It's kind of like the way you learn to speak, is that you imitated the words you were hearing spoken around you to develop a speaking language, a vocabulary. Same thing with drummers. Of course, all you drummers out there that are pretty much self-taught and have learned everything by ear, this is pretty much the only way you've developed. Since you don't have the musical literacy skills to read, you're just forced to hopefully get everything you can by ear. But when it comes to equipment, I really think in the end, it's a matter of coming to a point where you're really interested in being honest with what your ears are telling you. I know that for a long time I was picking stuff because of other players, and I tried it, and it got to a point where I realized, you know, just because this guy likes it doesn't mean it's right for me. So I ended up making some equipment changes because I honestly realized, no, that doesn't work, so I'm going to do something different. So I just wanted to share this with you because there's been some discussion amongst different members of the group, especially related to cymbals, and that some people, especially around soul tone cymbals, I know there's been some recent discussion where people think that their endorsement agreement's a scam. Not quite sure what that means. If you can get a product as an endorsee at 70% off, that's quite excellent. That's kind of the industry standard. They are a small boutique company, and they're trying to come up into the scene, and they can't really compete with the box stores and the major drum companies and the major cymbal manufacturing companies. So they're trying a different strategy. That's what I'm understanding. And so they're going right to the drummer, trying to include them at the beginning, reaching out to up-and-coming drummers, not always focusing their attention on the big celebrity players, because many of these drum festivals often have the same guys in rotation every few years. So it gets to be kind of the same old, same old. And there are a few new players breaking into the scene, but usually it's because they're in some kind of a notable band and not necessarily because of their playing by itself. Anyways, I'm going on, but check out the gear that sounds the best to you and consider being honest with your ears rather than just going with something that everybody else plays. This will provide you a unique sounding voice in the industry, and we all like certain players because they have a unique sounding approach to the drums. So you can perhaps be that next generation of drummers that wants to do something out of the norm, pick your own gear, create your own sound, along with everything else that you do that's uniquely individual to you. So anyways, I thought I would share some of those concepts, and otherwise, you guys stay nice to yourself, keep practicing, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.